The End Zone, let's move the chains. If you're a fan of football, this is the place for you. So today we're talking about Dany Garcia, the new owner of the XFL, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Redbird Capital. There's an interview with Sports Illustrated, and it reveals a lot about her and the XFL, the XFL's vision, some other important things that are needed, and basically we're going to run through here, talk about some things that I want to highlight. First off, how did she know about the XFL? Well, this is interesting. She's been an XFL fan her whole life with XFL 1.0 and XFL 2.0. She actually followed a couple of the teams, so LA and New York. I found that just doing a quick search on her social media. She said she bought stuff from all the teams, so that's good that she knows the product and likes the product. And she was actually the person who came out and told The Rock, hey, we need to buy this, all the way back in May. She was the trailblazer. She pulled the trigger. If it wasn't for her, we don't know where the XFL would be right now. So she is somebody you got to thank, and didn't need any convincing. It's probably an easy sell to a guy who played football. Now, here's some cool stuff about her in the XFL, getting this wonderful job. Talking about, the XFL is not a spring league. It's not a junior league. It's football. That's kind of the mindset that the XFL had already. It's good that she's keeping that mindset, and she's talking about, their relationship with the NFL. They're not necessarily opposing the NFL, but they're not being like the Alliance, where they're not working with the NFL. That's not their goal. They're their own thing, a lot like the mini soccer leagues that you see over in Europe. Now, she has a very, very large portfolio. She's done a lot of business with a lot of different people, and this is just another great business venture for her. She does a lot in the media. So right here, she's talking about how she really wants to make the XFL media-driven, which is very important. The XFL, absolutely going to have that impact. Now, she works with a lot of diverse businesses. As I said, huge portfolio, and a lot of things good so far. Little bit about Dwayne and her relationship. Although they are exes, they still work with each other and have a great relationship. Talk about the biggest challenges. Of course, COVID is going to be that number one challenge. Everybody knows that's the hurdle that took down the XFL originally. That's really the sole reason why. So that's their biggest hurdle they have to get through. They have a little turnover. Yes, players went to the NFL. Some other people got hired who were hired by the XFL. But they want to hire all those people back. They want to hire the coaches back. They want to keep the same brand and grow it. I think that's a great way to look at it. She is, in fact, I think she talks about down here, first female owner of a sports league, so that's a really big deal. Gary Cardingale with Redbird Capital, they're a huge player in this sell and what they're going to do. Again, I'm going to make a video more about her background, and Gary Cardingale and Redbird Capital. I don't really need to make one about The Rock because y'all probably know that. I could, though, definitely. And then talking about how sports have been a goal of hers. She loves football, wants to work with athletes, has worked with athletes. Obviously, she's like a bodybuilder working with The Rock. Rock is an athlete. So this is another question kind of relating the XFL to the WWE. Talking about how there's room for all because football is such a big sport. And finally, she was asked probably the most important thing, what does the future hold for the XFL? Expansion and storytelling. Now, storytelling, this is something that they can do 24/7, 365 days of the year. They have a lot of impact on social media. They're incredible. They had a lot of TV ratings that were very, very promising. Expansion, obviously something that we're covering on the channel. Probably get some more videos about the expansion next week, kind of where we think that could go and when that could happen. But again, I've been talking about, I really think that the XFL is going to have kind of a reality TV show coming out. I think that it's a great opportunity for them to do that, almost like a Hard Knocks or a Last Chance U type of deal. This wouldn't be the first sports reality TV show. There have been some with racing, like F1 racing that I've watched. They really want to engage the football community, and I think that's a great idea. So I'm really optimistic about the XFL, and I'm optimistic about Dany Garcia and her leadership. I'd love to know your opinions down below. Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we can move the chains.